Hello and welcome to the presentation of the paper Do you see what I hear? Peripheral, Absolute and Relational Visualization Techniques for Sound Zones. My name is Rune Jacobsen and I'm presenting this paper on behalf of my co-authors Niels van Berkel, Mikael Skov, Stine Johansen and Jesper Kjeldskov. In today's world, people can experience sound from a plethora of devices, which is why people seek other ways for achieving personal sound experiences. For example, by using headphones. Sound zones are a novel technology within sound and acoustics research. Sound zones allows for multiple personal listening experiences within the same space without using headphones and without disturbing other people. In a living room scenario, one person might be sitting in a couch watching television, another person might be sitting at the dining room table listening to music. Now this can all happen without interfering with each other, while still allowing for social interaction both within and between zones. In this example, due to the capabilities of sound zone technology, neither person can hear the sounds from other sound zones and will therefore have no way of knowing what sounds are playing, how many zones are present, the size of each zone, or where they are located, as sound zones are inherently invisible and intangible. This may result in unfamiliar experiences for the listeners. We therefore mitigate these challenges by designing two visualization techniques for sound zone visualization. Our two visualization techniques visualizes the current position of active sound zones and their size. The first visualization technique is the absolute one. It provides direct feedback on the position and size of the sound zone by projecting a circle that mimics the sound zone's current configuration. Our second visualization technique is the relational. This technique visualizes sound zones by moving and adjusting rectangular-based shapes across an ultra-wide display positioned directly above or below the soundbar. In contrast to the absolute technique, the relational visualization technique provides a mapping from the display out towards the listener from the soundbar. But more importantly, the relational visualization techniques provides a less obtrusive visualization compared to the absolute one. We implemented two prototypes, one for each of the visualization techniques. For the absolute visualization prototype, we used a short throw projector in full HD resolution. The relational visualization prototype is created by combining 20 display devices, constituting a 2-meter wide combined display. Each display device consists of a Raspberry Pi with a high-resolution display mounted on top. To evaluate our visualization techniques, we constructed two different hypotheses. First, we want to test if a visualization actually makes user positioning more accurate, and whether the more direct visualization of the absolute visualization techniques will outperform the relational visualization in accuracy. Secondly, we would like to see if visualizations allow faster user positioning, and whether the absolute visualization will outperform the relational visualization. To test our hypotheses, we conducted a within subjects repeated measures experimental design with visualization technique as the independent variable with 3 levels. First, no visualization as a baseline, second, the relational visualization, and third, the absolute visualization. We collected data on the positioning accuracy of the zone and target location, successful completion of the task, and time spent completing the task. Furthermore, we conducted interviews after each condition. We conducted the experiment in a specialized lab for sound zone studies. The room is equipped with a state-of-the-art dynamic sound zone system that can cover the entire listening area. For the experiment, we designed 4 tasks, each of which resembles different use situations of sound zones in a domestic setting. The joining task refers to the goal of a person to enter an existing sound zone in their environment. This use case resembles situations where a person wants to join another listening experience where others are already present, for instance, watching TV. The repositioning task describes moving and adjusting the size of an existing sound zone onto the participant's position. This use case resembles a situation where a user wants to move a current sound zone from one position to their own, for instance moving from the sofa area to the dining area. Including signifies moving and adjusting the size of an existing sound zone onto the participant's position and the position of another person, for example, sharing a music listening experience. The providing task refers to the act of moving and adjusting the size of an existing sound zone onto the position of another person, for example, a parent providing a child with a secluded sound zone with a soothing musical track. Based on the data from 33 participants, we created 2 generalized linear mixed models, one for predicting participant accuracy and a second one for predicting participant efficiency. We will now present selected results from our paper. We found that introducing visualizations for sound zones effectively increases the accuracy of user positioning, and this was especially pronounced in multi-user tasks, where the including and the providing task had a high inaccuracy without visualizations. We did not observe any significant differences between the 2 visualization techniques, thereby indicating that less obtrusive visualizations may in some situations provide adequate feedback of sound zones. Both visualization techniques have a large positive effect on task completion time as compared to not providing any visualization at all. And similarly to our accuracy results, we did not observe any difference in task completion time between the relational and the absolute visualization technique. Through the interviews, the participants explained how they often needed to follow a trial and error strategy for solving tasks without visualizations. They also expressed how they were able to complete the tasks by combining the visualizations together with their hearing. The participants found the relational visualization more ergonomic and less obtrusive, but that it was not easy to understand at first, where the absolute visualization was easy to understand, but less preferred for use at home. For future work, we outlined 4 recommendations and open research questions for sound zone interaction and visualization. Our results show that both a relational and an absolute visualization technique can support users in obtaining information on the spatial characteristics of sound zones. For future research, we propose to investigate the use of these visualizations in more complex use situations outside a lab. Second, our results indicate that people have a tendency to oversize the sound zones when lacking visualizations. We therefore recommend investigating how visualizations may ensure a suitable sound zone size for a variety of situations. Third, our results show that having visualizations in multi-user scenarios greatly improves user positioning, but we still lack knowledge on how multiple people can control multiple sound zones. And finally, in our study, the participants both used the visualizations and their ears to solve the given task. By providing visual support, sound zone interaction designers can enhance the possibilities for interacting successfully with this new technology. It's been a pleasure presenting our work to you, and please do not hesitate to reach out for further discussion.